Alright, so after the Halal Medina and Korean New Hyde Park incident, I shut off the T-Mobile Wi-Fi that Marcin, Marcin from Krakow, Poland, gave me. Went into the T-Mobile data transfer network in Roslyn, which was County Nassau, for me yesterday at the local MITI address. It was, I think, 1370 or 1730 Northern Boulevard. It's the one that I also took a video of, next to the Fidelity Bank, where the side of it is Citibank and the other part is Fidelity. So he logged into Data Transfer Network, and I used that area's T-Mobile store, which I felt comfortable with. And then I went out to Huntington, nowhere near T-Mobile as a corporation. Then today I went to New Hyde Park, like Lakeville area, where that Nut Just Lube store that I took a picture of in the Badshaw. I don't know, that's what's posted on the signage of the supermarket and whatever they got going on in that area. So that's just for some local value signage of whatever's going on near that particular Starbucks in T-Mobile. I did not, so I logged out of, whatchamacallit, of the Marcin one at one point. Oh no, I went in the store and I jumped on the T-Mobile store in the New Hyde Park, but I still had the data transfer login from Marcin from Nassau County, from the night before. So I didn't ask the girls inside of the New Hyde Park, whatever. Then I was sitting outside. I went to Starbucks to go check in with Gerard. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but I call him Hillcrest with the red sneakers, with Stop and Shop, that loves God on the tattooed on the upper side of his, not his palms, but the whatever the top portion's called. And so then I went back, and when I went back, it was like the three whatever was expecting my appearance, which sometimes happens unbeknownst to me. They happen to know my schedule before I do for some reason. I mean, civilians, it's absolutely ridiculous. I guess it's all who you know in Congress, who I apparently know zero. I got some kind of, like, I think, star reporting designation because you all stole my future in 42 years. Here we are. I got nothing for it, and I benefit zero. I couldn't give two shits less. I just wanted to go marry Prince Charming, and your uncharming people and problems I couldn't give two fucks less about. But you stole my entire life and forced me into this non-career choice, and then try to, like, I don't know, whatever. And then the Koreans came by to do, like, check-in, because I guess the Hyundai, Halal, and whatever are all in together. I mean, one's in Bayside, one's in fucking New Hyde Park, whatever. So then after that, then I had some white lady in a BMW next to me. I opened my window so she could hear me doing the 1 minute 40 report. And then I drove to T-Mobile in Bayside, and I asked them if they could log in their data network for me. They were kind to me. They did. I uploaded some of the videos, and I had to plug my phone in because I only had 3% battery. So they were really nice. While I was here, I spoke to a gentleman. Well, first of all, the normal, crew. I mean, we were on camera, and I did my extra human function to ensure that surveillance was queued up to my star reporting whatever in my defense of whatever this is. And so, I went to Shell, Shell gas station earlier because I almost ran out of gas, and my palm went really cold while I was holding the gas pump. It was really weird. That was on my way to T-Mobile in Bayside. Anyway, so the first conversation was, they all were speaking about gaining weight and not being able to lose weight. I said totally get it. I talked about my kids, whatever. And then I did mention on camera, so this way my betrothed knows, that both the Romer and the Tia Fria wedding are like Tony and Tina's wedding. I asked the local T-Mobile retail crew. I said, have you ever heard of it before, Tony and Tina's wedding? I was like, it was like a dinner theater, DINNERTHEATRE, where you like buy tickets, almost like they also have those mystery dinners. I know they're big in like Orlando, but whatever. So you buy tickets to them and then you go and it's like entertainment. Yeah, I was entertaining in both my first and my second wedding. I wasn't taking either one of them seriously. I'm just like, how much longer on my biological clock does this fucking obnoxious human existence have to go on, where I camouflage in and pretend to be one of the locals that I don't want to blend in with? Right, yeah, so anyway, I mentioned that on the overhead camera. And then let's think about this. Then I was speaking to a gentleman from Ecuador. I asked him, like, tell me about the area, whatever. It sounds absolutely beautiful. More like Amazon, like he was saying, like with the stone structures and stuff. It's a totally different culture. And I said, it sounds amazing. And then I told him, just like in Austria, like Italy, Austria, I went to Innsbruck, like that area. They had more like, almost like thatched roofs. I don't know what they call it, but like that genre where it's like, stucco with wood and then like thatched roofs. It's quaint, it's a different feel. And so then I asked him about, like, could you tell me about the government again? Because I wanted to compare it to the Krakow gentleman, Marson, from yesterday. But again, I just get it's democratic. I'm like, right, yeah, I get that. But what does that mean? Like, what does it look like? Could you explain? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, so they like leave the people alone. Like, the people are good, law-abiding citizens. They don't harm one another. So like, the government doesn't have to intervene. Like, he's like, yeah. And I was like, right, okay. And then I said, is there a military presence at all? Like, if something happens, do the people know who to go to? And he's like, actually, yeah. And I was like, right, but they're like not intimidating. They're just there in case. Are they uniformed? Like, do the people know that? Like, do they make like, how does that work? I was like, because that doesn't happen over here. And he's just like, yeah. He's like, it's hard to explain. And I go, yeah, I get that. That's like a society that works, I suppose. I was like, that's where I'm really having a hard time. Like, I got 4 kids, but like, I don't know. Where do you go with, like, if you have something, but, like, everybody's commingling everything? Who do you go to? They're all working together to, like, fight one another, but protect one another. Like, who wins? Like, I'm not winning, that's for shit fucking sure. So, anyway, he was a doll. He said that back in Ecuador, like, they don't give out that many green cards. I heard that from Poland yesterday also. So then how the hell did we get such a high halal Medina market and of people who upped their green card allowance, that they could take over whole neighborhoods without, like, and then they claim that they were, we got in because it was a time patch. No, because people don't notice. Like, one of you's fine. It's when it's like a boatload of 200,000 come over and then spread out. And you're like, whoa, hold on a minute. They came from New Hyde Park and from Belrose and they worked their way in. I didn't notice it till it was like sewage overload and then you couldn't ignore it. That's kind of what happened in Bayside, between Bayside, Little Neck, and Flushing. Flushing was bad enough, but then now they're etching out Northern Boulevard. For quite some time. At some point, like, we didn't invite these things over. How did they get so many green cards? Just curious. Constitutional USA landmass of 50 postage stamps between the Atlantic and the Pacific. Sure. I mean, like, on the America side of North America and South America. Yeah, nobody seems to have answers. But I have to say, the Ecuadorian, now I had gone to a church out in, because there's a high quantity of Ecuadorians, I was told, out in Patchogue, where my son Benjamin was going to high school. And there was also a church over there. We had a tenant. I went with her to her Hispanic church, and they did, but it was like, for me, it was like a melody in the ear when they did the sermon, but it was like a new kind of church. Like, it was not the religion, like the Catholic religion and stuff. It was definitely a different vibe and a different feel, which it was like a nice change to experience somebody else's church, which we did. I brought my boys for one congregation so they could experience something different, and then we didn't talk about it, but just so they had an experience in the back of their mind with what my future held, and God only knows what their future is going to look like. But I wanted them to have an experience of something different. So that's that. Let me think about it. And his eyes were so beautiful. They remind me of my cousin Linda Marie Gunder. That's her coloring. I've never met such a beautifully, I don't want to say exotic, because it's not. It is, but it's not, because it's, the color combo is just so unusually unique, but beautiful, like a painting, you know? I mean, every painting, you know, they have a different model. It's different. So, but he reminded me of my cousin from 1980, Linda Marie Gunder. I didn't know, again, because I've never visited Ecuador, that such a color combo, that would be like perhaps a geographical area the coloring might come from. Again, in this appearance as human, it's been a little confusing with so much migration and integration, and everybody's identity and entities being mixed together, and nobody really being able to answer directly. Like, they tell me I look Greek, Polish, Italian. I'm like, okay, it depends on where in Italy, but right, okay. Well, in Italy, sure. Czechoslovakian, okay, if you say so. I mean, but again, who really even knows unless you travel and you're able to experience the majority of people in certain areas.